Hi everyone, Shira here. I just wanted to be sure before I said anything, and I was right. I've been in Israel for 6 months now. Anyways, let me tell you a little bit about my week this week. This past week, well, at least the beginning of the week, was kind of very full of mixed feelings. Let me start with Shabbos. So 6 of my friends and I did last Shabbos together. It was kind of like a potluck situation, and yes, even though I contributed, I made 3 salads. So okay, it's not real cooking, but it's still preparing something edible by myself. So one of the salads, I got the recipe from my mother, who got it from my cousin. It's like this red wine vinegar soy sauce honey concoction. This dressing was so good that my friends were drinking it plain, and now they won't leave me alone for asking for the recipe. Well, you know what? Since it's so popular, I'm thinking of making it into a top secret recipe. Anyways, my friends and I decided that this past Shabbos was one of the best Shabbos we've had yet this year. And then I get home Motzei Shabbos and find out about the massacre in Itamar. All day Sunday at school, the only thing that people could talk about was what happened to the Fogel family in Itamar. When I spoke to my parents that day, I found out the story hadn't even spread out of the country. It's all the country could talk about, yet nobody else had heard about what happened. So in case of any who are watching this, I know it's Friday by the time you watch it, almost a week since it happened, and if you still haven't heard about it, please get out from under that rock that you're living in, open up an Israeli newspaper, and you'll find out everything you need to know about what happened. Last Friday night, in a yeshuv called Itamar, a few Arabs broke into a home and stabbed to death parents and 3 of their little children. The kids were little, like really little, age 11, 4, and 3 months, a 3-month-old baby. 2 of the other children, aged 8 and 2, I believe, they were in the house at the time of it. By some miracle, the terrorists passed right over them and didn't see them. Who found the dead bodies of practically her entire family when she got home? The 12-year-old daughter. The entire country is in uproar. This entire week, my mother's been going through the newspaper, article by article, every day since it happened, and she didn't even see a small mention. And this was even in the National Post, a Canadian newspaper that is known for being a Jew and Israel-friendly publication. Unsurprisingly, various newspapers and news stations all over the world, when they do mention the incident, they make it out as if this family was responsible for being murdered, brutally, in cold blood, in their beds while they were sleeping. A friend of mine sent me a YouTube video of Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting the family as they're sitting Shiva. It was really a heartbreaking video. In it, Bibi encourages the family by telling them that they'll continue building thousands of new homes. And he said something along the lines of we're not fools, we know what they're capable of. No, yeah, right. It's about time that he and us, the country, prove that we're aware of the fact that no matter how hard we try to make peace, no matter how hard we try to look good in the eyes of the world, look, history showing us it's just not going to happen. Really, I can honestly go on and on and on about what happened and what I think about how the country's crazy, how the world is crazy, how apparently Arabs have been celebrating in the streets after this cold-blooded murder, how you could see the Jews are uniting, how the owner of a grocery store chain has promised to provide food to this family until the oldest daughter turns 18, how people are raising tons of money to provide for these orphans who don't have parents anymore. But I think that whatever I could say has already been said, and probably a lot better than I could ever say it. Either way, I'm going to put down a few links in the underwear bar below of just different videos and different articles that I think are important for everyone to read and watch. Anyways, back to my bittersweet week. On Sunday, as I said, all everyone was talking about was this thing that happened. And my classmates and I throughout the day, we're just sitting around the computer watching the live coverage of the funeral and the Hespedim, both while we were at school and also after school when we got back home. We did this as we were getting dressed to go to my roommate's wedding. It was really, really hard to push, aside that horror from our minds and, get into that wedding mode. It just goes to show that life does, in fact, go on. The wedding was really, really nice. Yes, I found something to wear in the end. Nothing too fancy, not too plain. I fit right in. You would never have known that I wasn't Israeli, except that my hair was pretty and I was wearing makeup. So Israeli weddings, or at least this Israeli wedding, was a little bit different from the other Ashkenazi weddings I've been to in North America. It was a really fun and leibdig wedding, and still not sure I really want to get married in Israel, but that's not a conversation for now. Either way, I wish you all a good Shabbos and a great Purim.